Welcome to the Hungarian Living Podcast. We will be doing several podcasts on some of our road trips because we normally take quite a few of them and we always learn so much when we do. And we thought it would be fun since summertime is typically the season for road trips. Thankfully, Don, my husband, is always on the hunt for Hungarian-related items, so he finds things that we should check out. If you live in or know of an area that has some Hungarian influences that we should know about and should consider road tripping to, send me an email at podcast@hungarianliving.com and tell us all about that special place, and hopefully it will work out for us someday. Stay tuned for this next episode of the Hungarian Living Podcast, On the Road, New Jersey. Well, hello! Welcome to the Hungarian Living Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Szabo-Voss. Our goal is to discover, celebrate, and share Hungarian heritage and encourage you to do it too. We'll touch on food, travel, history, music, language, genealogy, and share stories from our guests. We're glad you're here. This is a podcast where we'll explore Hungarian heritage in a variety of ways. We'll introduce you to some fun people and organizations who love their Hungarian heritage and share some great resources with you so you can get connected to your Hungarian heritage in a deeper way. So whether you know a little or a lot about being Hungarian, this is the place to be. Welcome back to our regular listeners, and if you are new to our podcast, we're glad you found us. Recently, I was gone for over 2 weeks. I was traveling alone, which is fine and fun for me, but I was meeting up with all sorts of interesting folks all along my path, so I really wasn't lonely, even though I was alone. Plus, Dawn was always available on speed dial if I found myself needing some conversation while driving or having an issue with our van. So while I did check in with him every day, thankfully, I didn't have any vehicle issues. I love driving, and I love listening to podcasts, and I love connecting with people, and I am perfectly fine doing all of that with Don, but this trip was one that made more sense to do without him. Someone needed to stay home with that cat and run the show at home. I guess you could say that Don drew the short straw. I headed to my cousin Vicky's house in Pennsylvania. Technically, she is my second cousin. Vicky's mom, Thelma, and my mom were first cousins. But I actually know Vicky better than any of my first cousins. I love my first cousins, but I just haven't been around them as much as I have been around Vicky. We always seem to get along, even though we didn't see one another too much growing up. But we've made up for it as time has gone on. But then, as life sometimes goes, we had more and more opportunities to see one another as our kids were growing up and our friendship grew. I haven't been to her house in a number of years, and I was overdue for a visit, but it is a long haul for one driver in one day. As if I didn't have enough time in the car getting to her place, a couple of days later, we took a little road trip to New Jersey. I had 2 things I really wanted to accomplish that day, and I was able to do both. One was being able to meet and visit with one of our Hungarian language instructors, Christina. Christina has been teaching with us for about 2.5 years, and I wanted to sit down and visit with her, and Vicky is always up for an adventure. So we met up with Christina for a chat and a coffee in Somerville, New Jersey. It was great to get to know Christina in that face-to-face kind of way. She is delightful and a great instructor, too. I joined one of her classes for the summer, and I'm enjoying her style. After we visited with Christina, Vicky and I headed to the Seven Tribesmen Brewery in Wayne, New Jersey. Have you been there? It's a great space. It was a perfectly beautiful day for a drive and chat, and so while it was 6 or so hours of driving, when you do it with a friend, it doesn't feel like a big deal. Vicky and I sat down and enjoyed a flight of beers and ordered a bite to eat. We made sure to try the ones with the Hungarian flair. The paprika ale, the hot paprika ale, and the plum awakening, which is a pastry sour. The thing about beer is we all have different taste buds. I have a certain style of beer I like, but I am always open to trying something a bit out of my zone. That is always part of the fun. We had a great day. Will you love all the beers at Seven Tribesmen? They offer a range of styles, so hopefully there will be one you are excited about. The atmosphere is great. There is indoor and outdoor seating. But even if you don't love what's currently on tap now, it is always fun to try new things and broaden your palate, or enjoy some fun with friends even if you don't drink. These guys are having fun with brewing, and they are experimenting and even doing some collaboration with a brewery in Budapest. And since I will be in Budapest at the end of the month, I will be definitely checking out that brewery. Later on that week, as I headed to Connecticut, I stopped in at the Hungarian meat market in Passaic, New Jersey. I grabbed some snacks to have in the hotel during the conference. I picked up some great cserkész kolbász and some pogača. Both are perfect road trip snacks. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the 46th Annual Hungarian Festival is coming up on Saturday, June 3rd in New Brunswick, New Jersey. It is a full day of Hungarian fun from 11 a.m. and into the evening. Be sure to get a festival program and check out all the details. While we won't be there selling our things, you really should go. Enjoy the food, the entertainment, go visit the museum, and celebrate all day long. I am going to be in Hungary with our June Cultural Tour to Western Hungary group, and I am super excited to get back to the tour side of our business. I honestly feel like I have one of the best jobs. I meet amazing people. I learn so many interesting things about Hungary and Hungarian heritage, and I get to travel within the U.S., but also to Hungary and help people get to know what Hungary has to offer. I hope you travel with us someday. Our trips are so much fun. When you know of a business owner or a business with Hungarian connections, try to support them. It doesn't always mean you have to buy something from them. Sometimes it is just sharing what they do with others you know who might be interested. For example, if you like what we do on the Hungarian Living podcast, share this episode or your favorite episode with someone you know who might get excited about it. Thank you for tuning in to this first episode in our On the Road series. We are looking forward to sharing our adventures with you. We will have links to the important places we visited in the show notes and a few photos too. Have a great day. Do you want to learn the Hungarian language, Hungarian history, or learn how to research the Hungarian side of your family? We've got you covered. Check out all our learning opportunities as well as meaningful books and gifts at thehungarianstore.com. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of the Hungarian Living Podcast, please share it with someone you know who loves their Hungarian heritage. If you own a business and would like to talk about sponsoring an episode of the podcast, please contact us at podcast@hungarianliving.com for more information. Special thanks to Stephen Chichek and the Animal Cannibals for the show music. Check out our show notes for links to resources mentioned in this episode. If you have a question or comment, we'd love to hear from you. We'll catch you next time.